What makes a car the king? It's a question that has puzzled car enthusiasts for decades. Is it the most powerful, the fastest around a track? Or is it something more profound, something less tangible? I've always believed the true king of cars isn't just a machine, it's a statement. It's the one car that, without a single word, tells the world you have arrived. It is the benchmark, the gold standard, the vehicle that every other manufacturer looks at and thinks, right, we need to beat that. For as long as I can remember, that car has worn a three-pointed star on its nose. The Mercedes-Benz S-Class has never just been a car. It has been a prophecy on wheels. For years, if you wanted to see the future of motoring, you didn't need a crystal ball. You just needed to look at the latest S-Class. Features that we now take for granted in our everyday family hatchbacks, things like anti-lock brakes, airbags, and stability control, often made their grand debut in this German Leviathan. It was more than just a luxury saloon. It was a rolling laboratory for automotive innovation, a preview of what your children would be driving in 20 years' time. It was the car for presidents, despots, and titans of industry for a very good reason. Of course, being the king means everyone is constantly trying to knock you off your perch. It's a lonely and precarious position. The weight of expectation is enormous. Every new model has to be a revolutionary leap forward, not just a gentle evolution. It has to redefine comfort, push the boundaries of technology, and cosset its occupants in a way that makes a five-star hotel feel like a drafty tent. If it fails, even slightly, the critics will pounce, and the rivals will circle like vultures. The pressure is immense, and with this latest generation, the question is louder than ever. Has Mercedes pulled it off again? So, we find ourselves here, in the year 2025, staring at the brand new S-Class. It's a sleek, almost minimalist creation, with fewer creases and lines than its predecessors. Some might call it understated, others might call it a bit bland. But the real magic of an S-Class has always been found on the inside and in the way it moves. It promises a ride so smooth it could glide over a field of broken glass without spilling your champagne. It promises technology so advanced it makes the Starship Enterprise look like a rusty abacus. But does it deliver on these grand promises? That, my friends, is the million-dollar question. The legend of the S-Class wasn't built overnight. It was forged over generations of engineering excellence. The name S-Class officially appeared in 1972 with the W116 model, but its lineage of large, opulent Mercedes saloons goes back much further. These cars were built with a simple yet incredibly difficult philosophy: the best or nothing. They were over-engineered to a fault, designed to outlast their owners, and packed with technology that was light years ahead of the competition. The W116, for instance, was one of the very first production cars to offer anti-lock brakes, a feature that has since saved countless lives across the globe. Then came the W126 in the 1980s, a car so magnificently built that many are still on the road today, looking as stately as ever. It introduced the driver's side airbag and seatbelt pre-tensioners to the world. It was a fortress of safety and solidity, a car that felt like it was hewn from a single, gigantic block of granite. Driving one felt less like operating a machine and more like commanding a bank vault on wheels. It cemented the S-Class's reputation not just as a luxury car, but as the safest car money could buy, a mobile sanctuary for the world's most important people. The 1990s brought us the W140, a behemoth of a car that was famously, and perhaps ludicrously, over-engineered. It had double-glazed windows to silence the outside world, soft closing doors so you never had to slam them, and an air of invincibility that was unmatched. It was so big, so imposing, and so expensive to develop that it nearly bankrupted the company. But it was also an absolute masterpiece of quiet, relentless competence. It was the definitive S-Class for many, the high-water mark of an era when cost was no object in the pursuit of automotive perfection. And so the pattern continued. Each new generation brought something new to the table. The W220 introduced air suspension and radar-guided cruise control. The W221 gave us night vision and a sophisticated driver interface. The W222 that came before this new one was a technological tour de force, with a cabin that felt more like a private jet than a car. The S-Class has always been the pioneer, the trailblazer, the one that sets the agenda for the rest of the industry to follow. It's a heavy crown to wear, built upon decades of relentless innovation. For years, the S-Class reigned with little serious opposition. But those days are long gone. The competition is fiercer, cleverer, and more determined than ever before. Leading the charge, as always, is BMW with its 7 Series. The Bavarians have always offered a different flavor of luxury. Where the S-Class prioritizes ultimate comfort, the 7 Series has always tried to be the ultimate driving machine in a tuxedo. It's for the boss who occasionally likes to fire the chauffeur and take the wheel themselves, especially on a winding country road. The latest 7 Series is a bold, and some might say challenging statement. Its design, particularly that enormous front grille, is certainly a conversation starter, but beneath the controversial styling lies a car of immense talent. The interior is a dazzling display of crystal controls and widescreen displays, and it offers a level of driver engagement that the S-Class has traditionally shied away from. It's sharp, it's agile for its size, and it makes a compelling case for those who believe a luxury car should still be fun to drive. It's a genuine threat, nipping at the S-Class's heels with a sportier, more aggressive attitude. Then there's the other German, the Audi A8. The A8 has always been the thinking person's choice, the master of understated technological brilliance. It doesn't shout about its abilities, it just quietly gets on with the job of being superb. With its Quattro all-wheel drive system, it offers unshakable stability in all weather conditions, and its interior is a masterclass in modern minimalist design. It's less about old-world wood and leather and more about cool, brushed aluminum and haptic feedback touchscreens. It feels like a product designed by architects and software engineers, not coach builders. The A8 is a formidable opponent because it attacks the S-Class on its home turf technology and comfort. Its predictive active suspension can scan the road ahead and prepare for bumps before you even hit them, delivering a ride quality that is eerily smooth. It's a car that feels incredibly advanced, almost clinical in its perfection. It may lack the historical gravitas of the Mercedes or the sporty flair of the BMW, but for those who value quiet competence and cutting-edge tech above all else, the Audi A8 is an incredibly tempting alternative. The throne is no longer guaranteed. So, we come to the final judgment. Has the new S-Class, the W223, done enough to fend off these brilliant rivals? Let's start with the ride. Mercedes has fitted it with something called e-active body control, which is a fancy way of saying it has a brain connected to its suspension. It leans into corners like a motorcycle, which feels a bit weird at first, but it completely eliminates body roll. More importantly, it glides over potholes and speed bumps with a level of serenity that is simply astonishing. It feels like you're floating on a magnetic cloud, completely detached from the imperfections of the road below. On this front, it is still untouchable. Then there's the technology inside. The dashboard is dominated by a massive central touchscreen that controls almost everything. It's powered by the latest MBUX system, which is clever, intuitive, and responds to your voice with spooky accuracy. But the real party trick is the three-dimensional driver display, which creates a sense of depth without needing silly glasses. It's brilliant. The car is also a fortress of safety, capable of stopping and steering itself in more situations than ever before. It's not just a car, it's a guardian angel made of metal, silicon, and leather. However, it's not perfect. While the technology is dazzling, some might miss the feel of physical buttons. Relying on a giant screen for everything can be distracting even with the excellent voice controls. And while the interior is beautifully crafted, some of the plastics lower down don't feel quite as hewn from granite as they did in S-Classes of old. It's a minor quibble, but when you're at the top, every detail matters. The BMW and Audi feel just as well put together, and in some areas their infotainment systems are a bit more straightforward to use on the move. In the end though, after weighing it all up, the answer is clear. Yes, the S-Class is still the king. The BMW 7 Series may be more fun to drive, and the Audi A8 may be the champion of understated cool, but neither offers the same breathtaking blend of supreme comfort, pioneering technology, and sheer sense of occasion as the Mercedes. Driving, or better yet, being driven in the new S-Class is an experience unlike any other. It isolates you from the noise and chaos of the outside world in a way its rivals just can't quite match. It remains the definitive luxury saloon, the benchmark for all others. The king is not dead. Long live the king.